Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Just thought I'd come through, say a little something, something. But today, I definitely want to talk about what kind of trash are you eating, and I definitely want to put that out there because we are definitely eating some trash. And what I mean by that is that the company that we keep, are we eating their trash? And what I mean by that is, are we allowing them, the circle that we call friends, are we allowing them to dump their trash on you? Because how can you be a peace loving person knowing that you are humble, you are quiet, you are meek? And once you get around the circle of people you call friends, now your disposition has changed because now you allow them to interject their feelings on you. So I'm just going to go straight into it. So, for example, how can you understand something when you don't even realize that you're eating garbage? And what I mean by that is, how can you, for example, how can you listen to someone that's married and someone who's not married? So someone that's married and they got a husband or they got a wife, but you have single friends, and single friends, some tend to try to destroy your marriage. It's because of jealousy, envy, and strife. So what they'll do is they will inject their emotions in you because they are telling you about their feelings or their boyfriend. This world now say boyfriend and girlfriend. So they are telling you about their emotions, their tiredness, their weakness, and their care about or what their mate are doing to them. And you as the married woman, you listen to this stuff. You're right. You're right. But you're not realizing that you are getting trash thrown on you. Why? It's because you are hearkening to their needs. And what I mean by it is that sometimes people will drain you and literally know what they're doing. They will purposely pour their trash on you so you can be corrosion like them and stinking like them. So how can I, as a give advice to a married man, and I'm not married? That's like water and oil. Don't mix. So you must change your environment and say, this is not right for me. I can't be around this. I can't do this. Sometimes we get in these cliques. Sometimes we get in a circle because some just want to be wanted or fit in or just be allowed in something. Sometimes we as human beings don't realize the trash that we pick up. And sometimes it can be family. Sometimes it can be sandbox friends. Sometimes it can be your mama, your daddy. It can be anybody that's close to you that will pour their trash on you if you allow them to do it. So, example, like you see the trash man come around going on each corner picking up trash. And you see this trash man is dumping all this trash into this trash truck, and now the trash become stinking because now all his trash is compound into one. So now some of y'all have become that trash truck because you allow people constantly pour their trash on you. Now you become foul. Now you become funky. Now you become dirty. Now you become disgusting. Now you become rotten from the inside. Now that is rotten on the inside, now you pass the truck and you say, "Whoa, what is that smell?" This is how some of y'all become because you allow people to pour their trash on you. And let me tell you something. This world is pouring trash on us all with the lies, deceit, and we all have become what we were eating, trash. We was told that America is the great, the great apple pie. Everybody want to get a piece of the pie. But how? They not telling you that the pie look good on the top, but yet you got corrosion underneath all that crust that makes the pie. You won't know you're eating trash until you start cutting into that apple pie or you start eating that apple pie. And this is how people have become polluted in their mind. What kind of people are we among? You got people will try to demoralize you. You will try to tear you down because they are broken. They don't want to get no help, man. I ain't going to see nobody. I don't need that. Who are you? But yet we allow certain stuff to come in our life and we blame everybody else but ourselves. We do not want to hold ourselves accountable. Why? It's because of ignorance. You have to listen to somebody. I tell you what, though. You listen to that boss man tell you to be working 8 o'clock. You there on time. You punching that clock exactly 8 o'clock. Some of y'all even stand at the time clock to make sure you're not late. How is it that you can say that you have a friend who's constantly pouring their trash on you? Have you ever had a friend that's always going through something? A friend that's always come to you, drain you mentally and physically and financially. But some of us get so blinded because we grew up with the person, or this friend been with me since the sandbox, and this person knows everything about me. First, that's a lie, because don't nobody know themselves. But yet the trash that we're constantly eating is deteriorizing our brain cells because we're constantly following each other, doing dumb things, doing stupid stuff. But yet we sit up here and say, that's my friend. For example, if you got a mate that's constantly beating on their mate. Now, I don't condone no man hitting no woman, and I don't condone no woman hitting no man. But let me explain something to you. How can you say that you love you when you're allowing someone to put their hands on you and you constantly stay in a relationship? And I know some would say, Ronnie, if you've never been in that situation, you don't know what it is, how it feels. But let me explain something to you. If you keep beating a dog will eventually run away. And that dog know what the consequences is. He's not going to get fed no more. He's not going to get no walks no more. He's not going to get patted no more. He knows all these things once he run away. But a dog is not going to take someone keep beating on him. And we stay in a relationship because of the kids. The kids. Now, some of us would stay because the male has the job and the woman stays home, or the male stays home and the woman has the job. So let me explain something. How can you, as an individual, be comfortable with staying home when the other goes out here and deal with this crazy world? You sitting up looking at TV, because it doesn't take a lot to watch a kid during the day. In this day of time, it takes two to work. It cannot be done on one. But we sit up here and say, yeah, we know, we understand, we got it. Yeah, that's true. But yet sometimes people stay in relationship. Why? Because of security. A lot of people are with people because they don't even love that person. Some people don't have nowhere to go. Some people use people just for financial reasons. Some people use people for businesses. Some people use people for food. You got all reasons why people stay together and knowing they don't get along or they're not meant for each other. Sometimes you can't grow with people. Sometimes people will use you up until you can't be used no more. Sometimes it takes some people to realize that they're being used, and sometimes people will get up and walk away, and they know what the consequences is. But we allow some people to say, "Am I right with it?" Have you ever known someone knowing they mentally getting abused and physically getting abused, but they constantly going back because they know they can't make it without that person, because that person was their security blanket? And then you got some people that will use that advantage they have over their person. They will use it as leverage to manipulate the person, to guide the person, to control the person. So now that person has to hearken, listen, and obey that person that has the leverage over them. Sometimes people don't realize karma will come back and bite you. And when it bites you, don't say, "You, while I'm going through this, oh Lord, Lord, can you help me? Oh Lord, I need your help." You cannot call on the Lord because you brought this on yourself. So, for example, you go to a church for 20 years and you know you're not spiritually growing, but this is the church that your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your grandpa, all of y'all grew up in this one church, and you know that this preacher is not teaching nothing. He's not talking about nothing. They're not talking about nothing, but yet he comes along and pour his trash on you to tell you that something you should already know, that God is able and willing to help you or guide you or comfort you, but yet you sit up here and listen to this weak back preacher that called himself Reverend Lucifer. So how can we as a people come under that trash mentality? Some people would try to use you to a point to where it only benefits them, where they get nothing out of it. The other person won't be looking there with their hands out, and the other person has gained more than you, because we got people in this world just want to have the upper hand to make it seem like they're doing better than you. And this is all trash that's been poured into your spirit, and now you become broken. Now you become damaged. Now you become waste by the wayside. Now you become distorted in your action, in your mindset. Now people don't understand you. People think you're weird. People think you're crazy. But now, because they don't realize you've been broken, and once you say, I do a lot for people that I can't get nothing in return, do you understand this is a cruel, cruel world? This world is only out for itself. People will come along and say, I love you. If that love that you're trying to display to me, I don't want it. I don't need it. And I sure enough don't want it to be among me, because I eat trash myself. Why do I need someone else to pour their trash on me, knowing that I got trash that's already in my spirit that I'm dealing with, and now I need to distance myself from you, because sometimes you is nothing but filth, and I gotta slide back from the table and see that who I am, that way I can deal with my problems. For example, we go to these so-called friends, so-called pastors, so-called whoever. And we, as human beings, we all hurt, we all suffer with pain. This is true. But how can we, as human beings, resolve these problems that's in our life? Oh, I have the answer. We need to go to God. Stop depending on man. The scriptures say man will fail you every time. Why we keep putting faith in man? Why we keep listening to man and knowing man is leading us right to hell? Oh man, that's my homeboy, that's my homegirl. I know she ain't gonna lead me the wrong way. No, not her. We've been through the mud together. Sometimes you got to lead people in the mud. That means you get up from the mud. So this is what I always say. For example, before you go out and help somebody else, make sure that your feet is on solid ground before you reach down and pull someone else out that mud. And what I mean by that is, you have to make sure that you're stable in your mind and in your actions before you extend a hand to somebody. Because you got to remember, some people want to pull you in the mud with them. Some people want to pull you in the direction that they're going in, and they're going in the wrong direction. You have to understand something. We cannot, as human beings, keep allowing ourselves to keep making the same mistakes. We cannot cut somebody off and keep going back to the trash. We cannot be like a dog. When the dog gets hungry, the dog returns back to its vomit. We cannot allow that back in our life. If we know someone is toxic, if we know someone is not good for us spiritually or mentally or physically, we have to back up off that person. Don't mean you hate the person, but you just have to go in a different direction. Because sometimes people will be strife or jealous or envy of you or what you're doing in your life. We cannot keep allowing people just dumping anything on us. We're not no toilet. People can't keep constantly using the bathroom on us. No, you have to say enough is enough. We cannot allow someone to constantly keep pouring trash on us. We can't. Sometimes we love a person too much. Sometimes we be so close up on the mirror that we don't see that the stuff that they're doing to us. No matter, somebody can be looking on the outwards, but at the same time, you're too close, you can't see it. So you're going to block everything that someone says about the person or people that's around you, because why? You're too close up on the mirror. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to step away from the mirror and look in the mirror and say, I'm human. I can't allow no one to keep walking or stepping on me or jumping on me. We as human beings, we cannot keep allowing certain situations happening in our life. If we sit back, take a minute, wait a minute, take a minute and realize God made you and you are a human being. You're not nobody's toilet paper, no one's paper towel. You have to understand who you are. And I know some suffer with a low self-esteem. And I can tell you that because I used to suffer with low self-esteem. See, when I talk about this stuff, I don't leave myself out. Because you know why? It's because I'm human. I have feelings and I have emotions. And I also have common sense to where I know if something's not good for me or I get that bad vibe in my spirit, I know I got to walk away from it. I have to walk away from it because now it's affecting my peace and my mental. Because now if my mental is messed up and my thought process messed up, that means my action is going to be messed up. That means I'm going to be out here doing crazy and dumb decision that's going to affect my future. How can we say that we will not allow someone to pour their trash on me? And what I mean by trash is someone's problems, someone's ability to break me down without me knowing that they're breaking me down. For example, someone come along and say, hey man, I like your shirt. Who did that? You tell them the person, but they know the person. Yeah, they do all right work. Why can't we as human beings congratulate each other and say, I'm happy for you? Or man, I wish you nothing but the best. When you wishing me the best, do you really mean it from the heart? Or you saying it just to go through the motions or just to act to make it sound good to other people that's around so they want to make it seem like you're hating on that person? As human beings, we would not confess that we have problems. We would not confess that. We would say, yeah, I don't have no problem. No, not me. But yet, we as human beings will never, ever understand who we are. Because why? We set up here and say that we love people, but yet we constantly abuse people mentally and physically. How can we say we love somebody? How? We don't love no one when we say that we love ourselves and we constantly treating ourselves bad. Look how we do ourselves. We drink, we smoke, we do all this crazy stuff to our body. But yet we say we love ourselves. We put tattoos on all our body. Look at the stuff that we do. We put tattoos on our face. And I see more people that are doing this. Do you understand? When you mock up your body, you are demoralizing your temple. You got people that got tattoos from their head down to their toes. But yet we don't see the destruction that we're bringing upon ourselves. Then we want to call on the Lord. Lord, please help me, Lord. Us only time we know God is when we in trouble. But yet we of our other father, the devil. Like I spoke on my last podcast about jealousy. You got so much jealousy among the culture, Black folks, but yet we don't understand if we come together as a unit, we are so powerful, but yet that envy, that jealousy, that strife amongst the Black culture is more deadly than having a machine gun. Because we sit up here and say that we love our brother, but you would kill your brother as soon as he says something out the way. But yet, we say that, man, look, we got to get it the best way we can. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. We keep allowing people conversations, people action affecting us. You as a human being can think for yourself. That's why God made everybody different. Everybody can think on their own. But we allow people to come into our life and pour their trash into our spirit. And now we pick up their habits, their actions, and their crazy motives. So now we don't understand why we act in this way until we sit back and look at the people around us. I don't understand it. I just don't understand how people can say that their motives is to love each other, but yet your actions would kill your brother if he even asks you a question. Sometimes you can't even approach our own black people. Yeah, what? What? Nah, man, don't play with me. Man, who are you, Slim? Don't play with me. But yet, I come to you in humbleness. You still can come in to some people as a lamb. But some people will not change their action because what they're putting in their head about you, now they go out and recruit people to be like them. And that's what I mean by trash. So you know how trash just blows in the wind? You out in the streets and you see the paper just flowing, just going in the wind. and you just looking at the trash. This how some people are with people. That's how the word flow to another person. Just like that paper is going in the wind. That's how quickly a word can spread about somebody that they don't even know. Not having even met personally. But yet, of what somebody else told you, you going about what that person told you. This is why some of us are on our way to hell. This is why some of us are on our way to destruction. It's because we keep listening to other people. We keep allowing people to put their input in our lives. Because you got people that will hate on you, but they won't show it. But they would get somebody else to say how they really feel. Yeah, girl. Yeah, dude. I know exactly what you're saying. I get it. But sometimes you have to stop and think. I can't keep living like this. Sometimes you get so angry with yourself because you don't even know why you become aggressive all of a sudden. But then you got to think, who was I around to make me feel like this? I was around to make me feel angry? Who was I around to make me hate this person that I don't even know? Who was I around to make me have jealousy of this person? Who was I around to make me cuss out a person knowing it's not my character? This is what I mean by trash. Stop allowing people to serve you dinner with their trash on a plate. And sometimes we get so caught up in the trash that we become so ignorant in our footsteps, we are making bad decisions now. You cannot keep allowing someone or anything to interrupt your flow in your life. This is why the devil got kicked out of heaven Why? It's because of jealousy. He wanted to be God. He wanted to take God's place. He wanted to take his creator's place. And to all these preachers that keep telling these wicked lies, are talking about the devil is the author of music. Do you understand that was a lie? Where does that say anywhere in the Bible that he was the master over music? Where is that in the Bible? Because I'm talking to you Christians now. I'm talking to you all. Because now you don't put this lie out saying that the devil he loves music. He was the author of the music, however y'all put it. That was a lie. So, once again, let me break this down. The devil wanted to take God's place, who created the devil, Lucifer, who created him, and now the devil, he didn't use no harp, he didn't use no guitar, he didn't use no horn, he didn't use none of that, no drums. He used the words, his vocal cords, the words that came from him, made angels turn against their own creator. The words that he spoke, it wasn't no music, you liar. I tell you, some of these preachers are pouring their trash in. And you know what? And the sad part about it is these preachers been pouring trash into people for so long, they don't mind walking around stinking. They don't mind walking around corroded on the inside. They don't mind walking around with their ignorance all over them. And they think they got the Holy Ghost. You ain't got nothing. And I'll be the first to tell you, you ain't got nothing. And I want to dedicate this to all the preachers, to all you women preachers. You ain't got no truth in you, and the devil, you serving your other father, because you ain't serving the Holy Ghost. You serving your devil father, the Lucifer. So now you can get mad, you can jump up and down. I don't care about that. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The more you get mad with me, you should be getting on your knees crying out to God. You can be mad with me all you want, but that's what you should be, on your bending knees crying out. And this goes to your preachers too. The hell y'all going? Because none of y'all ain't got no Holy Ghost up there. Some of y'all on these internet preachers, these so-called fake churches, I call them storefronts, because that's all they are. It sounds good to say I'm going to church. That sounds good to the ear. But what did you learn? A church supposed to be to break that sin that's up in our lives. That's what church is about. The sanctuary, a worship place. It's not for no money schemes. It's not ran from the political people come there and try to get your votes. Now the preacher has become contaminated by these politicians, because why? The politicians pour their trash into them. So now what they gonna do? Pour it on the congregation. Hey, congregation, I want you to vote for Dr. Lucifer, MD, PhD, because he's the man of your father, not God, your father, the Lucifer. But yet you get mad with me. Why get mad with me? But I don't care. You can get mad with me all you want. But all I'm here to tell you is we all need God. And I want to say this. To all the people, to the atheists, to the Klansmen, to the to all the people that say there's no such thing as God. To all the people that say there ain't no God. I'm going to tell you like this. You ain't waking up by no alarm clock. You ain't waking up by your cell phone ringing. You ain't waking up by the Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking on your door. You are waking up by the Most High, the most powerful person that can take our breath within a split second. But yet you say that I'm this bad guy. I'm this person that always try to condemn everything. Because what we're doing is not right. I want to ask you, so-called Christians, is God pleased with us? Well, I don't know. I don't know if he pleased with you, but I know he pleased with me. But you land up with somebody else's husband. But you saying that he's pleased with you. But yet you saying that he's pleased with you, knowing when you get out of church, you're going to be talking about the first hoe. Or you're going to be talking about the so-called deaconess. But yet, I'm wrong. See, the world has dumped their filth on so long. We had longed to accept what this government say. We still walking around with masks on. And COVID been gone for so long. We still walking around with masks on. This is what I say. They pour their trash on the American people. And you know what? I just want to put this out there. People, how in the world, if COVID is gone and people are in their car by themselves and they got the mask on, they still got a mask on while they driving? Can someone please help me with that? I don't get that one at all. And then if you're outside, you got a mask on. Help me, help you understand. This world is so corrupt to where we just eat the trash every day that the government tell us to do. The government tell us that the sky is pink. We would believe what the government say. We have put so much trust in man to where we have forgotten about who we are as a people. This is why these politicians come along and tell you that you matter just to get your vote. And then what gets me is they use black people to deceive you. You all put all this trust in people, and they're human beings, and they can let you down. You all had come so mind brainwashed to what? Because they put another black person in front of you and tell you that this person is who to vote for. Anybody can tell you that this person is for the people. The only person I knew that was for the people was Marion Barry. That's the only person I know. And he had a lot of faults. He didn't hide his faults. That's one man I said I can respect because, for one, this man was mayor, and he was a councilman, and he still stayed in the hood till the day he closed his eyes. He still lived in the hood. You got these other councilmen and mayors and all these so-called politicians. I don't vote. You can come. Let me tell you something. Come for me, and I tell you, I'll rope you up, tie you up, and hog tie you. You don't want to come against me. Because why? Because I'm going to beat you up with so many scriptures that you're going to ask mama to put you back in the womb. So all I'm saying to you is that if we as American people keep going for what America is pouring on us, how can we say that we are free? We're not free. We definitely not free. That goes for everybody. We all listen to somebody. If it's not the boss man on the job, if it's not the person that you married to, your wife or your husband, we all listen to somebody. Why not listen to God? We do everything but listen to him. We don't even acknowledge him enough. But yet he wake us up with grace and mercy. Sometimes we ride on that grace and mercy, and he just say, it's time. He's sending death angels to tap you on the shoulder. Hey, it's time. But yet, we still don't get God no reverence. We don't even know who God is half the time. We only go by what's been told to us. We only go by what's been shown to us. We still eating the trash. That's why I say, do we love eating the trash? Or do we want to pull away from the table, stop eating the trash, and think for ourselves? I don't get it. But it's just me. Hey, I just want to say thank you, allowing me to come once again into your ears. And I want to say thank you. Oh, by the way, anybody's invited to my podcast, like I say, I'll be the guest, you be the host. Because I know whenever you're ready to get in the hornet's nest, I'm willing and able and ready. And I'll invite anybody, faggots, lesbians, preachers, women preachers, idolatries. I don't have no cut college who comes on the podcast. I don't. I really don't. But I tell you what, when you leave this podcast, you will be a changed person. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Thank you. You have a good day.